Murdoch had just discovered the truth that shook him to his core. It wasn't Wilson Fisk who ordered the fatal hit on Foggy Nelson, it was Vanessa Fisk, the Kingpin's equally ruthless wife. A revelation that sent shockwaves through Matt's world as he pieced together the threads of betrayal and violence that had led to his best friend's murder. And just as Wilson was preparing to expose Matt's deepest secret, his identity as Daredevil, to his new partner, the enigmatic Dr. Heather Glenn, a woman who doubled as both his confidant and the Fisk's therapist, fate intervened in the form of Bullseye, whose bullet was intended for the Kingpin but left Matt Murdock fighting for his life. The finale of Daredevil, Born Again Season 1 pulls no punches. This is a war zone of emotions, betrayals, and brutal justice. The first to fall is Commissioner Gallo, whose plans to betray Fisk are rewarded in true Kingpin fashion, as Fisk, in a moment of pure rage, crushes Gallo's skull with his bare hands in front of stunned enforcers, in one of the most viscerally violent scenes of the entire season. As Matt fights for his life, barely surviving the gunshot, his rush to the hospital, only to uncover more truths, that Vanessa, not Wilson, ordered the hit on Foggy via Bullseye. Sharing this revelation with his ally Kirsten McDuffie and a shocked Heather Glenn, Matt prepares for what comes next. Fisk, ever the master manipulator, sends Buck Cashman to finish Matt off at the hospital, but the devil of Hell's Kitchen is always one step ahead. He escapes to a staff room, only to run into a ghost from his past, Frank Castle, the Punisher, now clean-shaven and battle-ready. Frank tells Matt he was called by an old friend to protect him, and just in time, because Fisk's anti-vigilante task force storms the hospital. What follows is a savage, unrelenting battle. Daredevil and Punisher side by side again, gritty, unstoppable, raw. But their alliance is as shaky as ever. Matt, always clinging to his moral compass, is at odds with Frank's ruthless execution-style justice. When they discover one of the AVTF agents was behind the murder of White Tiger, Hector Ayala, Matt hesitates between justice and vengeance, but Frank does what Frank always does, he pulls the trigger. The two barely escape a grenade thrown into the room, leaping through a window as fire erupts behind them. On the street, waiting like a guardian angel, is Karen Page, driven by a sense of justice and something deeper. She called Frank, flew from San Francisco, and is now back in the city she tried to leave behind. As she picks up Matt and Frank, tensions run high. Matt shares the painful truth about Vanessa, and together with Karen, they search through old case files, trying to find anything that could help bring down the Fisks. Frank refuses to join them, returning instead to his lair, a decision that leaves Karen quietly heartbroken. In the middle of it all, Matt listens not just with ears, but with that supernatural ability to feel the world's heartbeat. He hears Karen's pulse quicken when she speaks to Frank, and when she asks if he heard hers when she saw him, the silence says everything. A love triangle brews amid the chaos. Meanwhile, Mayor Fisk puts his master plan into motion. He needs the city under lockdown to unleash his full control, and so, a citywide power outage, bridge closures, and tunnel lockdowns follow. It's martial law in everything but name. He uses the anti-vigilante task force not just to fight crime, but to root out dissent. His advisor, Sheila Rivera, records Commissioner Gallo's betrayal, and that recording seals Gallo's fate. The Kingpin kills him in front of his inner circle, a show of force, a brutal reminder of who runs the city. Daniel Blake, a rising fanatic in Fisk's ranks, starts blackmailing council members and sniffing out weakness. Once the city's trapped in darkness, Fisk delivers a chilling broadcast. The Safer Streets initiative will bring order, he claims, while instituting an 8 p.m. curfew and a crackdown on vigilantes. Never forget, I love New York, he proclaims, like a tyrant cloaked in patriotism. Later, we see him and Vanessa touring Red Hook, where political prisoners are caged like animals, including a blooded, bound Frank Castle. Fisk's America is already being born in New York, and it smells like fear. But why did Vanessa order Foggy's death? Because she and Wilson envision a new empire, one free of legal barriers and moral qualms. They want to build a city-state where the rule of law bows to their command. Matt realizes that they're not just criminals, they're visionaries of a darker future. And yet, the bond between Wilson and Vanessa is unbreakable. He knows what she did. He accepts it. He toasts her for it. Love, in their world, is soaked in blood. In a quiet office, Dr. Heather Glenn, still under Fisk's sway, accepts the role of Commissioner of Mental Health, unaware or unwilling to see how